laptop and be working on something. Just tired.
Well, guess what, KELLZ?
What time is it?
It's swag talk, y'all.
This week in talking all of that SWAC, the game of the week in the SWAC was Jackson State and Grambling State University. Game started off pretty competitive. Right. They held their own. To say that Jackson State they didn't win the first game. So to say that Jackson State is in that rebuilding, struggling stage with Tony Hughes, they actually held their own. The final score now, I mean, they did get away and they lost. It was 21-36, but Jackson State actually held a lead, I want to say, twice. So It was a pretty good game. From my understanding, both bands did pretty well. So that was that actual game of the week. Southern did. I mean, we were out of conference. We scored, but we did lose to UTSA 17-51. Alabama A&M lost to South Alabama 0-45. Prairie View went down to Nichols 13-44. Pine Bluff went down to Arkansas State 3-48. Alcorn, however, they stuck in there pretty well with McNeese. Just like last minute, it was 34-27. So they played pretty hard. Their quarterback, Lenoris Footman, had 424 yards. So he had a really good game. Kennesaw State did take down Alabama State 20-14. And this week coming up, everybody gets into SWAC play. Southern, of course, we're headed over to Lorman, Mississippi, so we're headed over to Alcorn. We will take on Alcorn, hoping that our quarterback, Austin, is okay because he has been injured, so he has been out. So if not, we got some freshmen in the cut. We're going to bring them on out there.
Freshmen in the cut.
Freshmen in the cut. And let them do what they do. Alabama A&M is playing Texas Southern this weekend. Jackson State is playing Arkansas Pine Bluff. Grambling? Who does Grambling have? Oh, yeah, Mississippi Valley. See what a joke that was. Grambling's playing Valley, so I'm pretty sure that's going to be a takedown. This is almost a must-win for Alabama A&M. Alabama State is playing Prairie View. Almost a must-win because those are the teams that have not won a game yet. So it's almost like a must-win for those coming up. So we'll see what's going on coming up this week. But one of the things I think we were talking about, and it's more and more. It's kind of like a two-headed monster.
Right.
In black college football, you have money games.
Right.
And with money games, you have some of these teams that's out of conference that they can't beat nobody in their conference. Right. But they want to come play the HBCUs for a confidence booster.
Right.
And I'm okay if you writing a check, but can you not put that on TV? Like, I don't want to see a team get drugged 0-63. Like, I just don't want to see that. But then you have teams like on the flip side now. For anybody that missed that, North Carolina A&T did knock off UNCC this weekend, 35-31. Coach Broadway is the coach at North Carolina A&T. He used to be a coach over at Grambling as well. So if you keep watching, like, he is doing a hell of a job with those kids. And the thing is like, you can't pay me the check and then lose like what happened with Howard. Like, because what happens is the following year, they probably not going to schedule you to come back and play. So
you ain't coming back.
You ain't coming back. In hindsight, I really wish they would do away with the money games. Just my opinion. I hate it. I don't like to see those guys getting beat down. Like, and some of them are already mentally mentally defeated before they even get there. They're like, okay, whatever. This is the money game. Check clear, whatever. But, again, you still got schools competing, like I said, and over at North Carolina A&T, Coach Broadway is like putting that program together. They are really running it.
Right.
So
it is what it is.
And that's all that's going on in the SWAC. SWAC.
Swactacular, y'all.
It was all good.
Swackity, tackety. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
No.
You don't know what I mean?
No.
Why you don't never know what I mean?
Aggie pride. See?
But one of the things that I wanted to talk about for DEBOnomics for this week. Why are people so hard-headed?
I don't know.
And why I say that is, all right, for 2 weeks, they was talking about this hurricane that was coming. For 2 weeks, they were talking about this.
Okay.
Down in Florida, they actually had to go some places at gunpoint and make people leave. I think that what happens is, people underestimate what nature can do, and they thinking like there is no preparing for something like that.
No.
How can you prepare for a hurricane that'll blow your damn house down?
They had this one guy. He was like, "I'm just gonna ride it out," and I was like, "No, we probably gonna see him floating down the thing."
Maybe that's who I was seeing on a looked like he was riding water on a stick of butter.
And so you're saying, how do you do what now?
Why are people just so hard-headed and not listen to, when people tell you things, whether it's no, and that's something that we're taught.
Are you saying why didn't they leave?
Basically, why they're hard-headed and people just don't listen. If they say it's coming, and then the day before they say it's coming, then they issue a warning and say by 5 o'clock, all of you guys have got to evacuate.
Right.
If 9,999,000 going, you missed the memo. And I understand it's your home. I understand if you're elderly. I understand if you cannot go. Because actually down where my son lives, the lady next door, she couldn't go anywhere. She's very elderly, and she said, I'm going to die home. And she stayed, and thank God nothing happened to her. They made it out good in their situation. So, that was a good thing. But like I said, they were price gouging. They were price gouging when it comes to water. Like water in Florida was $50.
Yeah.
The rooms in Atlanta were going up. A regular room that you could have got for $69 or $79 was going for $500. If you have people and you're saying you're bringing in people for crisis, and then you put these people in these situations, how can they afford to? And then they said, like where some of my family stayed at they stayed at the Marriott by the airport, and they were told, like, because they left some of their pets home, but they let other people, they let the people from Florida bring their pets, but not the people from South Georgia. But if you had a Florida driver's license, you could bring your pet. But they wouldn't let the South Georgia people who were also evacuated the same way as Florida bring their pets.
See, and I just had this conversation. That's where the problem lies.
Right.
I don't think, it's easy for us because we're not in the situation. We can take this back to New Orleans. We can look at Houston. We can look at Florida. It's easy for us because we're not facing the situation to say, get out. Right. And even when I talked to classmates, friends from Texas, they were like, okay, well, they told us that it wasn't going to be as bad. They told us X, Y, and Z. A lot of times you have them declaring a state of emergency too late. Declare the state of emergency. It shouldn't be 24 hours before. Bro, you should be calling that 2-3 days in advance. Now, if people decide to stay, that's on them, but you should be declaring it a state of emergency, and everybody is not going to be able to leave work. They're not going to be able to get it. Like, it takes a lot to actually get up, because guess what? Now you got to board up your house. You got to get all of that stuff, and they're asking you to take documents, all kind of stuff, just in case something happens. So I was that person. Like, I was cooking lasagna today. The lights. I had just finished cooking. I was cooking lasagna. The lights had like it was.
Let me ask you a question. Let's step on this lasagna thing. How the hell you gonna cook some lasagna and don't bring it to DEBO?
That was that day. Okay.
I thought no, I want that. That's old.
That day. No, that day that all of this was going down. I had went to the grocery store and I was like, oh, they ain't gonna be bad. It was so cold last week. Now I feel like Satan's den now. It's so hot outside, but I'm like, it was so cold. But I had just finished cooking lasagna. Then the lights started to flicker, and I'm like, all right. And when the lights went out, the lights was out, bro. I was so I was sad. I went to my sister's house to see the Saints. and the Vikings play and to see the Saints lose, and that's probably when I was complaining to you.
And guess what?
DEBO in the lights.
At this point in time,
saying.
oh yeah, you was. That's why you could have. I told you if you could have.
No, you had
here.
nah, bro.
Oh, no, at that time wasn't nobody here
Okay, the
yet.
football team went over there yet.
No, the football team. I told you could have came and chilled. DEBO got room. I just want to let everybody know. But if I know you, I got room for you. I mean, mi casa, su casa.
Foolish. I mean, whatever. Hey, listen, I'm gonna make you some lasagna. Wait, when is your birthday?
Memorial Day.
Oh yeah, you done missed your lasagna then.
And don't make it today and be put in the freezer talking about, I'm making lasagna, DEBO.
It's gonna have freezer burn.
Oh, yeah, freezer burn.
It's gonna have freezer burn.
Burp lasagna. I don't want no damn burp lasagna. You know.
Hey, whatever. I didn't really see the boxing match. Like, I guess I heard some hype behind it.
It was it was a good fight. It was better than, you know what? And somebody asked me this. They said, were you more entertained by the Conor McGregor and Mayweather fight than the Triple G?
They ain't had that kind of hype though.
No, it didn't have the hype, but as a whole, it was a better technical boxing, match.
Who won?
But well, Triple G won. No, I mean it came into a draw. And to me,
I don't even know
from what I saw, Triple G was the guy that they said Floyd Mayweather
was that the bearded one or the
no? He's like Russian or Slovakian or something. Whatever he is, but he's he was like the guy that everybody said that Floyd Mayweather was ducking. He was undefeated. He's undefeated. But they said he got a lot of wins over something. But nobody really wanted to fight him. And to me, he clearly beat Canelo. But because now that Floyd Mayweather's gone, they have to start to go into a realm of trying to, find another fight. So now, this fight that they had now is going to become a super, super mega fight now because they're going to have a rematch.
Oh, my God.
They missed Floyd already.
One of my friends boxes, and he called me the other day talking about, he's in Nebraska.
Right.
So he was like, he called me talking about he had a commercial. I was like, if I could get to Nebraska and see it, I'd be in Nebraska. I mean, he's like, I got the title line. I was like, oh man, I got a famous friend. I was excited, but I don't think I want to see nobody getting punched in the face, bro.
Yeah, I don't see. You see that? She beats me on camera. I'm gonna get a restraining order on the DIVA KELLZ.
Sitting right next to me. My arm almost not even long enough to do that.
Her arms is too short to box with Rod. I know they said God, but they mess with Rod.
I know.
So, but it's one of those type of things that in that match, like I said, to me it was clear. Some people look at it because they want to see it a different way, but for me, I saw it that he won. But it was a good fight though. But I would have if I had to put both of these fights at the same time, I'd watch the Floyd Mayweather fight.
Now, see, you make a prevalent point. So it was one of those, they had to compare that fight to Floyd, kind of like they compare Jordan and LeBron. Like, people can't just have their own greatness in their own right.
Yeah, I mean, it's I guess what happens is people get caught into a legacy of things. Like one of the things that you're going to understand, if you understand basketball as a whole, if you listen to all the older people, everybody says that Michael Jordan was the best ever.
Right.
Okay. Now, and really everything is based upon the fact that he went undefeated in title runs, 6 championship rings, which is a phenomenal thing. But at what point does LeBron become better than Jordan as an overall player? Because he's going to beat all of his stats.
Yeah.
So you're going to say, I got more points than you, more assists than you, more rebounds than you, more steals than you. I beat you in every statistical category.
But he ain't Jordan.
But he don't have 6 rings. By
There's
the way,
there's a lot of people that should have.
And guess what? And this is news flash to let you know that times are changing. This is the news flash for everybody. Do you know for the last 20 years that the rankings for... Now, first of all, let's go back in time. When I was coming up...
I'm young now, hold on.
You hush your mouth now, youngster. When I was young, Adidas were the sneakers to have.
Okay.
Adidas shell tops, top 10s, Forums, Stan Smiths. Adidas was the number one back in the 80s. That was the number one sneaker. But ever since the Jordan brand came and Nike came, well, actually, and everybody thinks that Jordan was the one that actually made them go to another height. Well, actually, it was Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson is what, because Bo Jackson came with the first CrossFit shoes.
Okay.
So everybody keeps forgetting about those Bo Jacksons. And then once that happened, he calls them, when the whole the slogan Bo knows.
Yeah, Bo knows.
So
Bo
that
knows
slogan
this,
was like, yeah, Bo don't know
Bo know
Jack.
Jack,
Yeah, that's Fife Dog, y'all, Fife Dog. But
yeah.
But then for the last 20 years or so, since that and the Jordan brand, it's been Nike number one, and Jordan brand has been number two. Well, they just released that today. The rankings are Nike, Adidas, again, and Jordan third. But let's get this.
What about them balls? Them ball shoes.
The balls need to be on the balls. That's all I'm gonna say. Them is whack juice. But,
oh my goodness!
But the funny thing is, with the ball sneakers. Well, I don't even want to talk about the ball sneakers. But everybody but do you know worldwide Nike controls 33% of all sneaker sales revenue. So even though Adidas is second place, they're only like 16%.
Yeah,
and Jordan is like 13%. So, but really, you take the 13 and then you take that. So it's really 40 something to like 16.
Yeah, he just got some kind of random ills like backpack. So they got some random threw in there.
Yeah, but actually, overall, Adidas is making better sneakers, a better quality sneaker now.
Yeah, I mean, I look at that even when you're talking about in different teams, when you're looking at uniforms, looking at their sneakers, that's true.
Yeah, because I'll tell people this: you would never, ever see me in a pair of real Yeezys.
Oh, no.
I'm not paying that much money for anything thought of by Kanye West. It's just it's just like certain things you just can't buy. It's just like you telling somebody, let's just say somebody tells you, you would balk at a bet to wear a Falcons hat.
I will burn it up.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about anything to do with Kanye.
Even when people be like, let's have a bet. If you lose, you change the profile picture. I would never. And that's just minor. There are two things that I would never change my profile pictures to. Ever. One is Atlanta Falcons. Two is Grambling State. Ever. So you can call me whatever, but I will never take that bet.
You see that, right?
I will never take those bets. I'm like, I don't care if I lose. I will never change profile. I ain't wearing a T-shirt. I ain't posing for a picture. Never.
But it's just weird because, it's the craziest thing, and people always get on me. I don't wear New York stuff, and I'm not against New York. I don't wear New York stuff, not because I don't like them, and I don't wear Atlanta stuff. There's nothing. Only thing I probably would wear is the Braves because my stepdad liked the Braves, and so I kind of that's something that I would wear. But other than that, there is nothing else. All other sports and things are fine with me, but all of those other stuff, I can't do it. I can't wear nothing Atlanta, and I can't wear nothing New York.
It's so funny because even in our office, they're like, okay, tomorrow's football, so they do the map, and of course they give you all 32 teams, and then under that, you know how they got the United States and the thing, they got all the football teams. Right. Y'all know me. I was searching. I was like, oh, okay, so tomorrow we'll just make this plain. So I guess you just forgot to put the other schools. I guess we don't get a place. But, of course, I'm not wearing Saints tomorrow. It's a Southern University Friday for me. Every Friday.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Every Friday.
And the funny thing about me, I wear different hats, and I wear different things, matching and stuff like that. Like today, I ain't taking those. Who's talking all that?
They have all
I'm on you.
I like that. See, I saw a shirt that was actually Adidas, and it said "Bad A SUBR alumni." I was like, I can't wear that. I'd be like, somebody see that cuss word on my shirt, though, man.
Yeah, but we on this right now.
Yeah,
this is our own thing.
I'm talking about if I wear it in public.
Long as it ain't vulgar, but
but
you know me, I wear this to work. So, but that fits. I wear this to work.
You gonna go to jail and stuff.
Yeah, but I wear this because I ain't taking no.
But see, it's this guy like Dwight Dwight, I had to show you some of the T-shirts, man. Like,
Well,
the T-shirts he wears.
Well, what's going to end up happening is
signature shirts.
We're going to, because we're going to start having the shirts done. You know, swag shirts. And
see, she said I need that shirt.
Huh?
She talking about the same shirt. I guess it's because it got the cuss word on it.
Yeah, people want to have that stuff.
But
guess what, y'all? We are doing, you know, right now, this is a phase, and we missed last week, and there's a lot of different things going on, and just the trials and tribulations, and it's upgrades coming. It's going to keep coming. There's going to be another show coming soon, possibly 2. So, you know, one thing I want to tell everybody that, you know, you have to strive for greatness. You have to strive. You know, like I tell people all the time, when me and KELLZ first got together and how everything turned out, you know, initially got together, it was you know, I came in, it blended in well, and then, you know, it's like the survival of the fittest, and then at the end of the day, I guess we were the fittest, and it just works. Even though this is something I wanted to do before I did the radio, it was the best experience for me to be able to move to different levels. And how could you move and don't have the DIVA KELLZ riding shotgun? Because you know she got a shotgun that's bigger than her.
See.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's one of those type of things. You have to strive for greatness, because the one thing I always tell people, man, nobody's going to give you nothing.
That's it.
You got to go out there and get it, and you got to go out and want it, and you got to think it into existence. And I want to tell people this, and I want people to stop saying this. Stop saying, I'm just going to put it in God's hands. You put it in God's hands, but guess what God wants you to do? He still wants you to take the initiative to take the steps. So if you mean to tell me, if you say, I'm going to put it in God's hands, and you go sit on your couch, and you do nothing, it's in God's hands. If you don't go out that door, your electric gonna get cut off, your gas is gonna get cut off, and they're gonna come and kick you out the house.
That's true.
God, you know what I mean? Leaving it in God's hand doesn't mean that you can't work. You gotta work the plan. He put it in you to think of something.
And I think, you know, when it's hard because when you look back, if you think of, like, I can look back and I'll say I can see where I came from,
right,
and where I'm at now. And a lot of people don't know, so I'm gonna go ahead and announce this right now live. Some people know, some people don't. I don't even know if you know. 2 days ago, I had an interview with Turner. That is the hardest interview in this city to get in the doors to do. NBA highlight team. So honestly, I walk in an interview, I don't know what to expect. I'm thinking it's going to be one man. I walk in with 5 men, a 5-man panel.
Right.
Only thing I know to do was to walk in there and own it. Because I had to. I was like, I'm a woman. I got to walk in here and own the interview. I was in there asking them questions. I'm asking them questions like it's my interview. But I was like, at this point in the game, you have to. It's all about sacrifice. And if you're going to get ahead, you're going to have to make some sacrifices.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to put it in his hands, no doubt. But you're going to have to make some sacrifices. You're going to have to put in some work. You're going to have to do some, hit the ground running. And all the stuff that you have invested in, computer, camera, all this high-tech stuff, it's like, man, look, you have to invest in the dream. I had to invest in the dream. I knew I was going to have to start traveling with Black College Experience. Right. I knew I was going to have to go to the NFL draft. If you're trying to cover people, get people don't know what you're doing. Sooner or later, you're going to have to be somewhere in the physical. You have to invest in the dream. Right. And my motto is, I'm not going to lose. I will not lose. I said it and I meant it.
Well, one of the things that's definitely going to be happening is
I'm going to meet LeBron or Shaq.
We're going to make it happen. You know what, KELLZ?
I really feel like Shaq is going to get the front door.
I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all don't know nothing about DEBO. DEBO going to make that happen. Why?
I want to meet Shaq and LeBron.
Y'all bring this back right here. And
you bring Cam, too.
I'm going,
you can bring Cam, too, if you want to.
Damn Cam. Cam. But go ahead and tell them what you got on so we can get up on out of here this week.
Well, coming up this weekend, of course. Well, Dexter, since he in ATL, you bring all these people to my house, please. Coming up this week, of course, we are. I'm going to be interviewing this guy named Sean. He is in Albany. For people that don't know, I think Albany is like second or third poorest city in the world.
Right.
So he's trying to make a difference, actually out in that city, and it's like they're coming together, and he's done some things with them. So he's actually, I think like his mom was on the first championship team at Albany. So on Black College Experience, we're going to be interviewing him, getting some background on what's going on. Next weekend, we start the homecoming tour. So I'll be at Alabama A&M. First homecoming is coming to the Bulldogs. We will be on the yard. I'll come back. I'll take it over to Southern University where I'll be on my own homecoming. I'll come back. I'll go over to Albany to cover their homecoming. Then I'll cover, I think that's Clark maybe. I'll go out and come back, and then we'll go to Magic City Classic. I'll come back. I'll go back out. 2 weeks later, we'll be headed to Bayou Classic.
I want to go to Magic City.
If you don't, y'all ignore that part. You can go to Alabama and Alabama State, not that Magic City.
Oh, my bad. DEBO heard wrong.
Bands and makeup dance. What you got going on? Look, when you gonna start Fact Check back in? I started working out
guess
again.
What? Guess
See,
what?
this is when Fact Check would be very prevalent.
Oh, don't worry about
That's
it.
why I'm drinking water.
2 weeks. Fact Check will be back. 3 weeks. There will
I
be
get skinny for homecoming, bro.
There will be a video for Fact Check.
I gotta get skinny for homecoming. And you talking about 2 weeks?
Hey man, y'all need to go on her site. She getting rabs, y'all. She ain't got abs yet, but she got rabs, which is right before the abs. She got rabs. So on that note, KELZ getting it in. We gonna see y'all next week, and appreciate y'all tuning in. Peace out.
Good night. Dexter, I'm gonna be waiting, man. Who sharing this video? Sharing this video of us acting a fool.